Hey, what's up? It's your girl CC with another video on Let's Talk USC Women's Basketball. And yes, today I'm going to be talking about the game yesterday between USC Women's Basketball and the Iowa Hawkeyes. And unfortunately, as you see on the screen, we did lose. But I pulled up their Instagram page because there is a comment from a gentleman who is a Hawkeye fan, and I wanted to read it to you because I thought it was really, really cool. It says, from a Hawkeye, wanted to give USC women's basketball team a shout out. That was so classy to stay on the court to watch the ceremony. I will definitely cheer for you girls. Way to represent women's basketball. So shout out to the Bears 22 for leaving such a classy comment. Appreciate you. Now let's get into the breakdowns. Okay, I'm going to take you First, I'm going to take you through a rundown of some stats that I think we really need to take a look at. And what stands out to me, first of all, is in points in the paint for the game. We shot 46.4%, which is not good. Second chance points in the game, we only had 10. And so that's not really good. That's 14.5% of our possessions we were able to get second chance points on. Our EFG was a 40.8, which is in the red. That's the bad end of the percentile phase. And our defensive rating against Iowa was really, really, really bad at a 102.7. And this is a points allowed per 100 possessions per the team that we're playing. So, and our net rating was a -9, which is what we lost by. So, or almost what we lost by. So, the other thing I want to go into is I want to show you the breakdowns by quarter. Our assist percentage, we only had 11 assists and we had 18 turnovers, which is really, really not good. So we have to do better at that. Let me see, assist, 11, and we had 18 turnovers, which is we're not going to win games doing that. Our 2-point percentage was 39% for the game. But again, our points in the paint were 46.4. But our 2-point percentage, usually that's our mid-range. We just weren't good at it at all yesterday. Our field goal percentage in total was 35.4, which is, you're not going to win games when you have a low percentage like that. But if we break it down by quarter, I want to show you right here. Of course, our net rating in quarter one was a 0.74, but even in quarter four, 33.7. And then here, our offensive rebound percentage was only 14.3. And then, let me see here. There's something else I wanted to go over. Defensive rebounds in the fourth quarter, we only had 4. And in the third quarter, we only had 2. We're just not going to win games playing like that. Rebounds total in the fourth quarter, 5. That's not going to win us games. In personal fouls, in the third and fourth quarter, we had 14. I thought, I read somewhere that it was 20-5, but by this box score, it's saying that we had 14, which is still a lot considering, in the fourth quarter for them, they only called 3. So, and then the other thing the bench scoring, where is the bench scoring? Bench points for us, we had 6 in the fourth quarter, 5 in the third, 2 in the second, and 0 in the first quarter. Our bench points come from Avery and Kaylee Heckel and Malia Samuels. Kaylee Heckel and Avery Howell are our best 3-point shooters. Avery Howell in particular is our best 3-point shooter. She's shooting a 38% field goal percentage from 3. And when she comes into the game, she has to be able to take more than 5 shots. And I'll break it down to show you what I'm talking about in a second. But if you look at our shot chart here, we were 0 for 10 in the mid-range the entire game and 0 for 4 in the paint our entire game. I can't talk today. And so that is just, we can't have that. And taking 10 shots in the mid-range is really not our game. We usually take more shots in the mid-range and we take less threes, right? We were 3 for 14, 21% above the arc in threes. On the side here, on the baseline, we were 4 for 10. But this is just not our game. In the mid-range and in the paint is our game. And that's why we lost the game. If I show you the player breakdowns, it'll make sense for you even more. I'll go down to the player. Okay, so if you look at the Hawkeye chart, right? I said a couple things on the pod that we would have to do in order to win the game, the keys to victory. And one of them was contain Lucy Olsen. She was their leading scorer, averaging 17 points a game. She cooked us for 28. But what's strikingly good is that she was 62.5% from the mid-range, and that's her game. And we didn't contain her because our perimeter defense and our dribble drive defense is just not where it's supposed to be. And the reason why that is because our defenders, again, they don't load their legs. They stand up straight and they bend at the back. They don't bend from the waist down. So they're standing up and they're off balance all the time instead of getting in a squat position essentially and being able to load their legs with that power that they need to be able to do cross steps or side steps when they're defending people. So we have to get better at that. Otherwise, we're going to continue to get beat on the dribble drive. We also got beat on a lot of drop-off passes by the post. Again, Addison O'Grady was the post that subbed in. She had an extremely good game because, again, we weren't defending well in the paint. She was able to get positioned down low a lot, and she hit this mid-range right here because we didn't come out on her when we were supposed to. So, shout out to Iowa. They took us to the cleaners offensively. They knew our weak spots and they took advantage of it, in my opinion. The refs did not help, but they took advantage of the refs not helping and being able to be able to get to their spots and take their shots. Addison O'Grady, 75%, from the paint and from the rim. You're just, we can't have that happen. And then Hannah Stolke, their other post, again, all her shots came inside the paint area and at the rim. 4 for 8, 50%. I mean, that just tells you our defense was not good. And then the other person, McCabe was 3 for 7 on threes, and I also said in the pod that she was their sniper and that we had to contain her. In the first quarter, she was cooking us, and so we didn't do that as well. And if you look at our shot charts, Juju, she missed a lot of mid-range shots, but what strikes me is that she took 7 threes, and that's, she can shoot the 3, but that's not her game. And I'm not sure if the zone defense was throwing us off. I mean, we should have did a lot more high-low action and a lot more overload action in the zone. But for whatever reason, she took 7 shots from the 3. And the other thing is Juju took 22 shots. The last couple of games, she's taken more shots than she has been, and I don't know why that is. She was taking 16 shots a game, and taking 16 shots a game was helping her to become more efficient, and it also helped our team become more efficient because Kiki was taking 16 shots a game. In this game, she only took 11 shots, and she was inefficient because she couldn't get in a rhythm. Also, Kiki only took 2 shots from the mid-range, her area. So I'm not sure why that happened, but this is not Kiki's game. Kiki is not good yet with her back to the basket. She's going to be, but she's not there. There were a couple shots where she got the ball, her back was to the basket, and she just kind of flipped it up, kind of like Angel Reese style, hoping that it would go in. And she still has to learn how to turn, get her shoulders to the basket, and get on balance before she throws that ball up. And if she's worried about getting her shot blocked, she shouldn't be, because she should just use her strength to go power up. And then, of course, Kennedy Smith, 2. She needs to take more shots. These 2 shots, she was assisted. That's the other thing about Kiki. Kiki makes a lot of her shots on assist. And as you could see yesterday, she only had 1 assisted make. The other ones were unassisted, which were rebounds. That tells me that was rebounds. And we just weren't effective against the zone, and that's the bottom line. And then Avery Howell, like I said, she shot 1 for 2 from 2, and then she was 2 for 3 on 3. She only took 5 shots. When Avery's in the game, in order to stop the defenses from crowding the paint or sagging in the paint, we have to give Avery some set shots. We have to get her in some set plays because she's a rhythm shooter. She's a catch and shoot shooter. And if we start developing plays for her to get her open and take possibly 8 to 9 to 10 shots a game, that'll help us. But taking 5 shots from our best free throw shooter is no bueno. It's just no good. It's not right. We have to get Avery in the mix. And then TVO, they're not going to guard TVO. If you watched the game yesterday, Iowa was not guarding TVO. They were letting her shoot, and then they were sagging in on the paint or shadowing Juju a little bit more if Juju was on the same side as TVO, because TVO has been inconsistent. That's why when Avery comes in, we have to get her touches and we have to get her shots. Same with Kaylee Heckle. Kaylee Heckle likes to drive, but she can't hit the three-pointer. She only took 2 shots from the paint, and she only took 2 threes. We have to get her more open shots. These two will make a huge difference for our team if we can get them in the mix offensively. So let's get into some play breakdown. Okay, let's do some play breakdown of the Iowa USC game. This was a nice shot by Lucy Olsen. But I'm going to start breaking down these shots, or breaking down these plays. So Malia's coming down with the ball, and this was a play that I just really didn't understand. Okay, they're in a 2-3 zone. Just so you can see, they're in a 2-3 zone. You'll be able to see it more effectively now. 2-3 zone, right? There's your 2-3 zone. What's going to happen is I'm thinking Kiki's going to come up to the high post and Kennedy's going to cut across, but that's not what happens. Instead, Kennedy comes up to the high post and Avery's going to scoot down a little bit. And what's going to happen is Juju's going to drive into a crowd. Now, right here, you see Kiki. She's going to be wide open. Avery's going to be wide open. Malia's going to be wide open. There's all these players you're going to see that are watching and focusing on Juju. Kennedy needs to move. She needs to go down to the block. She needs to cut across somewhere, but she needs to get out of the way because she's just driving more chaos into Juju right now. Not by her fault, but she's trying to read what Juju's doing, and she just kind of gets caught in the middle there. So as you can see now, you can see all these players are keying in on Juju. You got Avery wide open, Malia wide open, and Kiki wide open. And the best pass option would have been Juju to Kiki. Now, like I said before, when Kennedy was stuck here, she should have went down on the block, leaving Juju a little bit more room. But yeah, there were much better options, Kiki being the best one to throw that pass over the top. Instead, Juju decides to shoot the ball, which is fine. The shot, and then Malia tips it out. As you can see, she misses the shot. And there you go. Now here we have, this is going to be a setup for their center. Stop this, I'm going to show you. Malia's defending right here, and she's, to me, in my opinion, she's out of position guarding her person. She should have been more where I did this red mark in between the basket, the player, and the ball. In between the basket, the player, and the ball. But she's guarding her. I don't know why she's guarding her like that. That really irritates me. And Kiki is guarding her person. If she's going to be standing next to her like that, in my opinion, she needs to be denying. If not, she needs to be a little bit more in the middle of the paint, guarding the basket, keeping her eye on the basket, the player with the ball, and then over here, right? So the whole floor is covered that way. So this player right here, this is meant for Lucy to go screen down on, I think that's Kiki or Clarice, I'm not sure. I think it's Kiki. Screen down to get O'Grady wide open. So Juju's being taken out of the play completely. This player right here is going to curl, act like she's girling, and then she's going to pop up and she's going to get that ball, and then Lucy Olsen's going to pick down, and she has Avery on her heels. So what Avery does, instead of going over the top of this pick, as you'll see, she's going to go in between Kiki and O'Grady, leaving O'Grady the great option of a great post position against Kiki and enable her to get a layup. So as you can see, we'll start rolling the tape here. That person pops out. Lucy Olsen goes down. You see already Avery's behind. Now, right here, you see that? Avery went in between because she's so worried about Lucy Olsen. And instead, she should have went over the top. If she would have went over the top, that play would have never happened. And O'Grady was wide open. But here's just a good play by Kiki. She decided to keep it and does this reverse layup. No need to do any kind of telestrator work on that. It is what it is. Okay, now this is going to be a clear out for Lucy Olsen, which was a great play. You see all our players are guarding their person, right? But what's going to happen, she's clearing out already. This is set up for Lucy Olsen because Lucy Olsen is going to come across right here. She's going to get that ball. This person's clearing out, right? They're going to overload to one side and clear out this side right here. She throws the ball to Lucy and she's going to clear out, right? Juju's already beat because she's walking. And Lucy has a shot right to the bucket. I'll find that again because I want to show you. Right here. You see Juju. Juju's out of position right here. She's already out of position. She needs to have her body a little turned towards the basket a little bit so she can be able to cross step or slide her feet. Because Lucy's already gone. Lucy's fast, right? So there's no way that Juju's going to be able to catch her. And then what happens is the defender that needs to help Juju is going to come over late because she's too high up. She needs to be down a little bit lower. So this player's going to go through. Nobody's really looking at the ball, or they're too busy worried about their man. So what happens is Juju gets beat. There's no help. No help because nobody's paying attention to where the ball is. As you can see, it's too late. Oh, no. And Lucy gets fouled right there. She makes these free throws. I think this is the last play that I telestrated on this one. But it was really, really not a good game for us offensively or defensively. Okay, I did another play. Here you have 5 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Now, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Let me stop here. In my opinion, again, why are you going to set a pick? You're crowding. You have all these defensive players right here. You're bringing another defender over to Kiki. You're bringing another defender over to Kiki. So Juju's standing and she's watching, right? Get out of the way. I think Juju should come down here. That's not what happens. So if Juju doesn't come down here, that's okay because you stay there. Malia should come through and cut, right? Kennedy should have went down to the post. Get out of the way. Right? Get out of the way. But that's not what happens. She sets this pick, and then instead of rolling to the basket, she pops out. So when Kiki shoots that shot, there's no rebounders. So watch here. You'll see what I'm saying. Okay? Juju doesn't go, so I'm saying Malia needs to go through, right? And Kiki needs to be patient. She needs to go through and let the play develop. Let Malia go through. Let Kennedy go down, right, to this bottom post. She should be able to post up her player. Nobody waits. Nobody's being patient. You got Avery wide open over there, right? So then here's a defensive triangle, right? You got all these players right here in this triangle. So what happens is Kiki decides to go. Now, see, there's Kennedy. She pops up. She should have rolled to the basket. Roll to the basket. Why are you popping out? Roll to the basket, right? Kiki shoots that shot. And guess what? We have no rebounders, right? Because nobody's rolling to the basket. So then we didn't get that ball. I think this was a steal right here, if I'm correct. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it was a steal. I thought so. And this was a good steal. So yeah, I'm gonna right here because I didn't do any more telestrating, but I just thought that it was pretty telling, the defensive breakdowns that we had in this game and the offensive breakdowns that we had in this game, and I'm hoping that we can learn from this film and get better. Hey, that's all I got for you today, but I just want to say that I'm really proud of this team because in that second quarter, they showed perseverance and discipline in that comeback to take the lead going into half. We do have a lot to learn from. I do think the stars aligned for Iowa, being that it was Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement day. That crowd was hostile, the gym was full, and the refs reacted to the crowd more so than anything else. You could tell that happened in the fourth quarter by the number of fouls called against us compared to what Iowa foul call was, where the call fouls for Iowa were. Needless to say, this team will grow from this. We'll learn from this, especially on how to attack zones a little bit better, getting to our positions a little bit better, reading the defense, as well as getting Avery and Heckle more into the game to get to their spots and get them in their rhythm positions so they can shoot the ball. Hey, you guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Come back and watch more videos on this channel, not for me, but for this team. This team needs to be shown everywhere. Everybody needs to look at this team because this team is a great team. The school has built a great culture, Lindsay Gottlieb and Company. So please make sure you share this channel and like and subscribe.